There was this time when I was going to eat an ice cream sundae. I don't know if you remember
Oh,
this.
my God. How great.
But yes, and I was like, I'm going to wait. I didn't eat anything all day. I'm just thinking about this ice cream sundae. I get to set and I see it sitting on the little side table, giant scoops of vanilla ice cream, a nice banana, chocolate sauce on top, right? And I have to get through this talking scene with Nathan before I can have a scoop of this delicious, delicious sundae. My mouth is watering. I'm speeding through this scene with Nathan. I take a bite and something is very wrong.
It's mashed potatoes.
Oh, no.
It was mashed potatoes.
Because ice cream melts.
Yes.
Once we were spacemen.
I tend to play weird people, usually aliens and robots and things that don't have romance.
I once didn't get a job where they were looking for a Nathan Fillion type. Once we were spacemen.
Once we were spacemen.
Alan, do the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Once We Were Spacemen. We are still spacemen, and we're talking to a woman who is here in our podcasting space with spacemen. Nathan Billy and Alan Tudyk. Ladies and gentlemen, we would love to say hello. That kind of ended bad. I feel like that.
Yeah,
didn't
you were
end
doing
strong.
great. I don't know what happened towards the end. It's like you lost confidence.
I did. I don't know. I'm sorry, Molly. I fell apart.
This is a first. This is Once We Were Spacemen first.
Is it because I haven't been to space yet? Does it hurt your intro
Well, you're
abilities?
in our podcast space, and we're always a little spacey. So, in that way, you should...
I'm a space hopeful.
Yes, and you make it
I love that you
nosebleeds.
said yet. I love that you're on the yet side of it.
Yeah.
I'm still young.
Molly Quinn, welcome.
Thank you.
Molly Quinn, I met you when you were 14 years old.
Yes.
What
Wow.
is your first memory of our meeting?
Aw, my first memory of our meeting in person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before that, I had watched all of Firefly and Waitress like the night before.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I was so locked in on you.
You
And
were steeped.
I was steeped. Very happily so. I was already picking up on how warm you were. Like I already felt so comfortable with you. And I remember the casting associate opening the door for me, and you were sitting in a chair next to the, camcorder with maybe 4 people behind you, like in a little
This
panel.
is the audition to play Alexis Castle.
Yes, this was the callback to play Alexis Castle.
Oh, there was one before
Oh.
this.
Oh, yes, absolutely. There might have been
Okay.
2 before it, but
Ooh.
yes, this was the callback, the chemistry read to check
Ooh.
how our chemistry as father-daughter would look on screen.
Right?
That's a big one.
Even though you read off camera. Anyway, they open the door, you stand up immediately, and you put out your hand, your giant hand, and you're like, "Hello, I'm Nathan Fillion. What's your name?" And I was like, "I'm Molly." And you met all my expectations. It just felt like I knew you. It felt like, I'm so sorry. It's so cheesy, but it felt like coming home.
You're right, it's cheesy. When we were auditioning for all the other roles.
Yeah.
So we were auditioning for Kate Beckett, we were auditioning for Alexis, and we were auditioning for the mother, Castle's mom. What was her name again?
Martha.
Martha, thank you. We were
Rogers.
auditioning Martha's. And I said, I'll come in and read. And they said, oh, really? Great. And there was a lot of ladies coming through. It was a lot of auditions. And it's very interesting to be in the room for that part of the process. Some of it is incredibly frustrating, but everybody in there just wants it to be over and just wants to find the person. It just wants it to be a certainty. Everybody just wants it to It's like, there it is. That's the one. Perfect. And we all agree. Great. Good. Let's just. And Molly came in and handled her business. I have auditioned enough times to know I have been terrible at it. Molly did not have that problem. She left the room after auditioning, and everybody just quietly just looked at each other, like wide-eyed, like, do we need to say it? And then the cashier, she got on the phone. She goes, I'm calling your agent right now. Boop, 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 boop. She had the job within 30 seconds of leaving the room.
Wow.
And we still had to read other people for the role. They were still there. I remember feeling so badly for them.
It was steep competition. It was incredible people going out for all those roles. It's so cool that you got to build a family. You got to build what you thought would be the best TV family. And
wow.
And thank you so much for saying that, because I just was, thank God this worked out, because I just felt connected to you. And after that chemistry read, there was one more audition. I did have to go to ABC, me and I think a couple other girls as well. It was really tough. Everyone wanted this job.
Like a test?
Everyone wanted this. Yes, it was a test. Wow. Same scene, which I found a little surprising. I was like, I wonder if you become an adult, do they start giving you different scenes? Because at this point, I haven't had to rememorize this. I mean, I don't know what they want. I've done this 4 times.
Yeah, I don't know that there was any. I mean, from your end, I'm certain it looked like there was competition, but from our end, there was no question. There was not a thing. There was another lady who came in, and I mean, she looked young. It was like, is your mommy going to come pick you up? But she was in her mid-20s.
Oh my gosh.
She was playing 14, and successfully so. It was odd and crazy and weird, but she's got a lot of experience. She's an accomplished actress.
Jennifer Aniston. We should say her name, Jennifer Aniston. She looked great.
Her and I actually talked about it when we were shooting We're the Millers. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You worked with Jennifer Aniston. That's absolutely true.
Sorry, I had to bring it up because again, how lucky am I? How lucky am I? Well, thank you, Nathan.
And then we went off to New York City because the pilot for Castle, although Castle was filmed in LA, the pilot was filmed in New York.
Yes.
And one of the adventures we had, Alan, we did this in Los Angeles. It was a little play called Accomplice that Neil Patrick Harris introduced me to, where you call for tickets and you get a phone call and some guy goes, hey, I want you to meet me by the Big Red Anchor down in South Street Seaport. All right? Don't be a wise ass. You be there at 3:00. And that's how you start the play. So
you're not in a theater. You're just at your home when this guy.
You went down to the South Street Seaport.
Yes.
And to the Big Red Anchor. And this fella came up and said, psst, come with me. And takes you to an alley.
I'm your Tinder date for the night.
Tinder wasn't a thing back then, Alan.
Oh, well, sorry. Right. We're back.
Years before Tinder would come into play, but that started this adventure throughout the lower part of Manhattan, across the Brooklyn Bridge, Chinatown, Little Italy. It was an adventure.
Yes, and I had never been anywhere. Okay, I was 14. I was from a
Texarkana.
town called Texarkana.
Really?
Yes, Alan, we're both Texans.
Oh, my God. Redheaded
know.
Texans in the Sun State, such a sunny state.
I looked up to you. I mean, watching A Knight's Tale, truly.
Right.
Like, I was like, I can do that. There's a place for me in Hollywood.
Oh, how wild.
I've always wanted to tell you that, but
they'll take gingers.
Anyway, yes, they'll take gingers. It's so difficult. But just I had never been anywhere. I wanted to act and I wanted to travel. So to get this job of just the pilot at that point of Castle, and then to be flown to New York City.
Wow.
Yeah.
From Texarkana.
From Texarkana, nothing in between, right? Like a little time in LA.
Yeah.
But, that was just in and out of casting rooms. So barely a life. And we go on this interactive play. Nathan just says, Molly, come on, I'm taking the cast. And we're going to go on an adventure, I think is what you called it, to see these really cool actors and to see all of New York City and to really feel like we were solving a mystery. It was so show within a show within a show. It definitely didn't mess me up at all. I have a very firm grip on reality. But it was
cool.
the best. It was the best time. I love that. You let me see the city. Without you, without that, I would have just been in the hotel room. I would have gone to set, but I wouldn't have known how to explore. So thank you. Thank you for that, for just making it more than work, for giving us time to bond, because I'm sure you were tired too.
Not yet. I was still young and youthful and had some energy, but I still work with Bill Rowe, who was DPing for those things. Our director for the pilot, Rob, I've still known him for many years.
Love Rob.
Both of those guys still talk about a scene we did in the pilot of Castle where it's the two of us chatting. We're doing baby bird hits from the whipped cream canister. We're eating whipped cream out of the canister. And they needed us to go down a hallway, but they needed us both facing in the same direction. But connected, and Rob needed light to hit your face from this side door as we passed it. He's like, so what's the solve here? And I grabbed a hold of you and I said, we're going to do this. We'll do this little spin, and I put you in front, and you were in your socks, and I said, no, just slide. And you put your feet out, and I started sliding you down the hallway as we're just having this nice, lovely little chat.
That's right.
And what struck me immediately about you, Molly, and I've told you this before, but now I'm telling Alan and I'm telling everybody else, was that even at 14 years old, Molly was an incredibly capable, adaptable, flexible, attentive, conscientious actor. There was nothing I could do that would throw her off. I could come up with an idea and say, let's try this. And she'd say, I'm on it. Or while we're doing the take and filming it, I'd try something new, and she was always on it.
Nice.
There was no throwing Molly. You couldn't surprise her. You couldn't shock her. She was always in the moment. She was always prepared.
Well, because when you throw her, she goes down, she gets bruises. That's what her stunt people are for. No throwing Molly. Sorry, I apologize. Go on, Molly.
No, it's true. I'm very bruisable. You know this as a pale lizard
as a sensitive
person. Yes.
Yes.
No, thank you, Nathan. It was I trust you. I trust you, and
that was your first mistake.
It might have been a mistake, but it's the best mistake I've ever made. Because from there to then, our 17 years plus of friendship, at this point, it's a lot. And one thing I have to say, so as a fan of Once We Were Spacemen, I really enjoy y'all's use of sound effects.
Oh, thank you.
So for this, I have to say, I wanted to pitch something, which was Castle Chats. Na, 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 na.
Yep. I think that's happening.
I think it's going to happen.
Yes. Castle Chats. Na, 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 na.
Can we get a drawbridge sound, though, also? A drawbridge opening for the Castle Chats, and then when we're done with Castle Chats, we do a closing drawbridge. So this is, we're still chatting, so the drawbridge is down.
The drawbridge is open.
Yeah.
Great. Perfect. Thank you, Mom.
I loved that opportunity, the hallway scoot, as I call it in my brain. I loved because we came into that setup. Martha was on a date. The date is a silver fox playing the piano. And they were like, okay, we gotta get him down the hall. And they need to have this scene, this talk, because we're also having a conversation. And you just spun me and started pushing. And I was like, yeah, this is how I would hang out. This is, the type of fun that I want to have in the real world. And that's what was always great. It felt like we were really showing people what a sweet father-daughter relationship looked like.
It's true. Castle was an annoying character. And I think that was I think we all know somebody in our lives who everybody likes that guy, but they annoy us. Oh, why don't you like him? He's great. Rubs me the wrong way. For whatever reason, we've all got somebody that everybody seems to dig, but you're like, That was my goal, was to be liked kind of thing by everyone, but entirely annoying to the Kate Beckett character.
Mm-hmm.
The saving grace for Castle, what made him likable, was when he went home, he was not in charge. It was his mother and his daughter who ruled the roost.
That's right.
He lived for them. That was his redeeming quality. And Molly was always extremely good at creating moments that spoke of a loving history.
Yeah.
Moments that told you this isn't the first time they've done this, that these are two people that have been together their entire lives. These are two people that entirely trust each other. These are two people. Molly was always very, very good at creating those moments.
Well, there's nothing better to promote, to me at least, than strong familial bonds. It's such a special thing if you have it. You know, it just, nothing feels warmer. And so with you taking that opportunity, and you know, also it helped that so many of our scenes were in the kitchen, you know, especially in season 1, when I was like, 15, we were always in the kitchen. We were having chats over breakfast, or Martha was making dinner. And back then, the food was so good. Is it okay if I tell a story about the food of Castle?
Please.
Castle door's open. The drawbridge is down.
Great. So, I'm 14. We're going to do one of these breakfast scenes. They asked me, what kind of cereal do you like? And I was like, Special K. It's my favorite. They put a big bowl of Special K in front of me, and I'm eating it the whole way through the scene. All right, great. Take 2. You got to eat the same amount. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
No.
So I'm there, and it goes through, the third one. And so finally, I learned this lesson slowly, that if there's something written into the scene that I want to eat, I'm going to, kind of take a break during the day until I can eat that food.
You got to pace yourself on that one.
Yeah. My secret to eating on camera is you take a fork full of food and you bring it up to your mouth before you say a line, and then you say your line. And when someone else is talking, the camera's going to cut away. I just put the fork down and pretend I'm chewing when they come back to me.
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes for next time.
You could have let her know this earlier,
because otherwise they got to reset all the props. They got to reset all the food. If you take a sip, they're going to pour it back in there.
But I like it. I like when they do that. That's like the magic to me. There was this time when I was going to eat an ice cream sundae. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh my God, how great.
But yes, and I was like, I'm going to wait. I didn't eat anything all day. I'm just thinking about this ice cream sundae. I get to set, and I see it sitting on the little side table, giant scoops of vanilla ice cream, a nice banana, chocolate sauce on top, right? And I have to get through this talking scene with Nathan before I can have a scoop of this delicious, delicious sundae. My mouth is watering. I'm speeding through this scene with Nathan. I take a bite, and something is very wrong.
It's mashed potatoes.
Oh no!
It was mashed potatoes.
Because ice cream melts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I had like a final line or something, but my eyes just looked like a betrayed, kicked puppy that like had to shut down.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my God. And I think
People don't know
about
that.
these things, right? They don't know.
Ice cream on TV, Hollywood Secrets.
Hollywood Secrets.
Nice. She does listen.
I do listen.
Yay. Thank you.
Your part got bigger and bigger over the years. They gave you more and more responsibilities. They relied on you more and more. You had your own episodes. You went to Paris.
I went to Paris again.
Without me.
Well, you should have been there.
I agree.
You should have been there. Your lovely stunt performer was there, and he such a nice guy. We had a really nice time in Paris, but I did miss
Rub it
you.
in.
I know. I missed you every day. And what an experience to share with Rob Bowman. Like, that's really who I remember. I was doing that like with Rob, and it was fun to bounce around on the show as well, but kind of sticking on Paris and sticking on this idea of like, I had so much wanderlust as a kid. That's why I wanted to act. I wanted to time travel on top of traveling, right? I I want it all.
How cool.
And how cool. And to be trusted with that responsibility to go to another country, to work with a French crew who was fantastic, but it was different. We had siesta lunches. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget Rob Bowman being just like, I want to shoot. And they're taking these long lunches. But then he was so happy with the footage we were getting.
Well, he was drunk. Because the siesta lunches, there's wine, I think, is part of it.
See, I was too good. I was such a goody two-shoes. I was just waiting and sitting in those beautiful cafes. And it's still one of the greatest gifts of my life,
Yeah, that's magic. That is fantastic.
It was fantastic magic. And it was cool to have that responsibility of getting up on time, being there, having to assimilate into a different crew. And again, yeah, I'm so grateful that all of you trusted me to do that and gave me things to do, because sometimes I got to, play with Lainey in the morgue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we would run into each other on cases as well. And I really loved how they were really taking this idea of Alexis Castle as this girl to woman who income wasn't a question, but she was incredibly smart, so she could try all these different things. She felt like a superhero to me. And getting to interweave with all of our great co-stars as well. I just wish I'd gotten to do even more of that. I remember the stunts talking about stunts and bruising, getting more full on as well as I started interweaving with the adult storylines. There was like a shootout in the precinct. It's funny to think about for 10 years of my life and like those last 5, the amount of people coming up and showing me rubber guns and saying, this is not a real gun. Here, you can check the chamber. Here's what it is. This is rubber glass. When we explode it, it's going to feel like a bullet went through it and it's going to break apart. But, it doesn't feel like anything. It was so cool to be on a show that had so many opportunities to have adventure.
Can I ask you, how old were you when you were in Paris? How old were you? You talk about that responsibility.
Yeah, I believe I was 18. So
18.
I really thought I was an adult back then. At 18, I thought I was an adult.
Of course.
At 32, I do not feel like an adult. I feel like I was so silly.
I'm going to tell you right now, at 18, you were an adult. My nieces were approximately the same age as you at the same time. That was my bar as to calculating where you are maturity-wise and intellect-wise and whatnot. I'm going to say you were extremely advanced at an extremely young age.
You're too nice.
And every time I saw you, it was like, oh, I took up a new class. I'm now taking the mandolin. And I'm also doing this. And I'm learning this. Oh, I'm taking another acting teacher.
Yeah.
Added to the 6 I already take. And
I treated myself like a Elizabethan gentlewoman. I was embroidering and violin lessons and mandolin lessons. Oh, yeah. I was doing all the extracurriculars I could get my little paws on.
You were on a path of relentless self-improvement and just learning.
Wow.
Always learning. And I was always shaking my head. Now, here's a confession. You would, at times, share with me your life. You'd say, yeah, I'm doing this and doing that. And I'm not going to lie, because you were advanced. But some of the things you were talking to me about were adult stuff. And my brother's daughters would tell him everything. And I said, what's the secret? How do you get them to be so open? And he said, the key is when they tell you something you don't want to hear, don't react. And that was difficult sometimes, Molly.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute. What are we talking
Nathan.
about? Were you poaching? Can I guess?
Molly
Sure.
would talk to me about dating, and Molly would talk to me about, just different
dating.
life choices and stuff like that.
Oh.
And I'm going,
Yeah.
You were dating a circus performer who was also a pimp.
Oh my gosh. I mean, basically, Alan, yes, that is
Oh,
kind of what
no.
I was doing. I made some bad choices. And Nathan, it was always so kind that I could talk to you, because that face of placid could help me say, oh, maybe I need to bail.
I was pinching my leg sometimes.
I'm so sorry. You have a little bald patch on your thigh where you've been pulling out the hair through the jeans.
Well,
I made
here's
you
the
go
thing.
bald. I did it. I made you go bald.
I was happier that you had someone to talk to about things
Thank you.
than I would have been if you had felt alone in
Thank you.
those moments. So
I love you so much. You know,
I love you
truthfully,
too, Molly. And
I wish I had shared more with you. I think I could have been so much more open with you.
I don't think I could have taken it. I'm going to tell
No,
you right
talk about the
Oh, my
poaching. You were
goodness.
poaching elephant tusks.
now. That was,
Alan,
listen, the ivory trade
Alan.
was huge.
Listen, Hollywood secrets.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the funny thing of, you know, coming from a small town, not having any family anywhere near the entertainment industry, and my parents just didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do, and they didn't really like LA. So as soon as I was 18, they were really gone. They really didn't know how
Wow.
to engage. And I did my best. And part of that, thank goodness, is because of Nathan and because of Castle and having that structure. And it's fun growing up in LA. And I'm really glad to like be here now and be able to engage with both of you about, you know, this wild industry and acting and conventions, which is
Oh, yeah.
a new thing I'm really excited to be stepping into.
Molly and I are going to a convention together this summer.
Oh, cool.
I'm so grateful to you, Nathan. Nathan really helped me get into this. I'm so excited to start engaging because one of my favorite things, you know, when I'm out and about is when people come up and usually what they say is, "Oh, you know my daughter. You went to so and so high school." And I go, "No, I think you might have seen me in your living room, but like
Right.
on your TV." And it always takes that moment of disbelief. And then they click in. And it always it warms my heart. Like I love it. I love everything that Castle's given me. I'm just incredibly grateful.
Alan, all three of us have shared experience as far as being actors in this industry and experiencing a little bit of success in Los Angeles, a city that can be pretty tough, but pretty wonderful when it's kind to you.
Mm-hmm.
But Alan and I will never know what it's like to be a 14-year-old girl experiencing that.
Yeah, I know actresses who were in their 20s who were given responsibilities in film. I thought of this. I won't say names. These are just, I don't know. This is a talking out of school. Maybe a school bell there. Yeah. Talking out of school of an actress of a movie I was not in. So if you want to look at my bio and go, I bet it was this person. People I knew were in this movie with this person. They were shooting in Italy and they needed her on set and she didn't show up on set. And they called to say, be like, where are you? And she's like, I'm in Paris.
Oh my God.
I followed a band here. I'm going to just be here for another few days and I'll be back. Whoops. And that
My
person,
heart.
she didn't have your sense of responsibility to the job. And it definitely affected her in the career. So, you know, I saw you being like, no, I wasn't that. Thank you. But that isn't something that most people have. And it says a lot about you. That's great. Because it's hard as shit. It might have been fun, but it's also hard. It's actual work.
It is
A lot of
actual
hours.
work. It is actual hours. And thank you. I mean, thank you for saying that. Coming from you, that really means an extra deal. For me, being a child actor, it saved my life. It gave me a life. I cannot tell you how grateful, how much I love acting, how much I love being on set and the places I get to go. And hey, when you get to be on stage too, isn't that fun? When you get to do that every now and then?
Yeah.
Like, I love that we make people feel better. I love that we make people feel through doing entertainment. You know, I was raised by television. I watched long form television, you know, and movies. It gave me comfort and it opened up the world. So to be in a position where I'm getting to do that, where like I pinch myself every day because I am living the dream, and that some girl in Texas or some boy is also inspired and wants to do it. And now with self-taping, they really can. And by the way,
Right.
For me, self-tape, that's the only way I got out of Texarkana. My first job, the first thing that I booked, we were sending DVDs through FedEx.
Wow.
You know, for a Disney pilot when I was 13. 12 even. I think I was 12, Jesus. And that's how I got my agent, the Osbrink Talent Agency, which I'm so grateful to them. If it wasn't for self-tape,
Can we
I
just get
wouldn't
a
have gotten
plug
the
for that? What is the
opportunity.
name of them?
Osbrink Talent Agency. They were so good to me.
We're going to get that plug out of there. Thank you.
Get the plug out. Yes.
They were good
Hold
to
on,
me.
Wait. Okay, there's mine.
Bless you. Bless you.
Now, Molly, having had the experience of being on a television program, a well-liked television program
Absolutely.
for nearly a decade,
Mm-hmm.
you're working there, you're day-to-day, it's a bit of a grind, you're in a bubble, you kind of forget at times that there's people out there watching. But when you're walking down the street and someone comes up to you and goes, you were in Castle, and have you had the experience where they say, you were in Castle and here's what it meant to me. Here's what it meant to my family. Do you get that?
I do, but the way I receive it, the way it comes to me is they think I'm their daughter. They think I'm part of their family. And they want a hug. They want the amount of women, the amount of older women, and I always love it, especially when they're ginger. And they look at me and they go, people told me I could have been your mom. And I get to say, I see it. I love that. I love that. And when they talk about, their kids, I'm like, yeah, I bet we would have been friends. I love people. It makes me happy to be kind and to be in a position where I have so many things to be kind about. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool when people come up to you. There's that feeling where you have to meet people, especially if you love people, that people are actually breaking that, that social thing and coming to you with their hand out and being like, I'm sorry, I need to talk to you real quick.
Yes.
How cool that they're coming in. Yeah.
Well, and
into your life.
Yes, it comes from a place. This is, I'm sure I've told Nathan this before, but we had just done the pilot and I had done a movie called A Christmas Carol, and it was premiering at the Cannes Film Festival. And
Cool.
I got the opportunity to go. And while I was there, I got invited to these parties, got to go on a big yacht, and Orlando Bloom was across this yacht.
Name drop.
And I'm the only 14, 15-year-old girl.
Oh, wow.
I had no parent. I was with the production. I had gone by myself.
Wow.
And there's Orlando Bloom in a billowy white shirt. And you got to think, this is the time of Lord of the Rings and Pirates of the Caribbean. These were happening at the same time, basically. Both things I was a massive, massive fan of. And I don't even remember walking to him. I just was there. I floated. And I'm looking up at him and I'm crying and I'm going, I just have to let you know your portrayal of Legolas meant so much to me. Freaking out. And he just looked at me and was like, do you want a hug? And I was like, yes. And he gave me this hug. And then he was like, how are you here? What are you doing here? And granted, we were both, people on this boat. Maybe he thought I was someone's daughter. Who knows? But he was incredibly kind to me. And I just thought, I really thought in that moment, if this guy can be nice to me right now, I can be nice for the rest of my life. I can be nice when this happens. I'm just floored. I'm floored.
Was he hairless? I had this image of hairless elves. I don't know that we've discussed in the past on this.
I like
on this
to
pod.
know that you think about hairless elves, but I would like to know why you think about hairless elves.
We did
so
a
much.
podcast with Felicia Day, and it got into Dungeons and Dragons, and who would you become? And Alan can't be any sort of halfling with hairy feet. He can't be anything hairy. So no trolls, no dwarves, no hobbits.
Wow.
He has to be an elf because they're hairless, largely.
That's right. That's right.
Good Alan facts.
Why does he think that?
Alan facts. Alan facts.
But speaking of people, coming up to us because of Castle, it's also kind of funny you say the days were grueling, but for me, just working with you, those were the best working days of my life, especially when we were just playing laser tag. Do you remember that?
No, listen, doing scenes with Molly was the closest I came to having vacations whilst I was working Castle.
Wow.
Yeah. They were joyous times. Those were joyous times where we got to have a lot of
I
fun.
loved that.
We had a lot of license to just create the father-daughter relationship that we had. And Molly is, I've always said it, one of my favorite people to have worked with and to have been blessed with. And I largely credit Molly and Susan Sullivan with the popularity and the likability of Richard Castle.
Hey, happy to be there.
I'm sorry. I would not hang out with Richard Castle. I would be the guy who's like, I'm annoyed by this fella.
How wild.
Stop
Really?
punching things. Like, just, yeah.
It was so much fun to work with Susan, especially when she got to unleash. There was something in like season 4, I think it was in Dial M for Murder, where she's doing like King Lear, or she's like going off with this giant Shakespearean monologue, and there's a wind machine and all these lightning effects going off. She's a world-class performer. So that we got
She's
to
badass.
have her, do these moments of like actual Shakespearean performance while I just like run in with my long princess hair being like, Dad, what am I going to do? It was just joyous. It was so joyous.
Oh, great.
Do you remember me teasing you incessantly and telling you I'm toughening you up for real life?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You used to pick me up and hang me from the rafters in the precinct. You would eventually let me down.
This is what real life's going to be like. I'll pick you up after lunch.
Yeah, exactly. I'm toughening you up. It's for your good. And also, I think in my first crying scene, the jumping the turnstile when I was like 15, by the way, I was terrified. The first time crying on camera, I don't know about you guys, but I was terrified.
I've always had trouble not crying on camera. That's been my experience. But yeah, it does seem like something
You're so talented, Alan.
Yeah, when people say,
you're just so in touch with your
this
emotions.
is a comedy, Alan, why are you crying so much? But that is a thing that, when people say you're an actor, how can you ever cry on camera? Or how do you learn all those lines? Or can you cry on camera? It seems like a thing, like it's a target that it's always sort of hanging out there that seems hard to do.
It felt like that.
Oh, really?
Especially in like the child acting lessons, like, right, I was in all those classes, and so it felt like this thing of like, well, you want to be Dakota Fanning, like you better learn how to cry. And I was like, I got to learn how to cry because I'm not a very sad person. I'm quite optimistic, and I tend to shy away from anything too adult because I just like to be on the lighter side. To Nathan's point of toughening me up, he doesn't know. I'm so nervous. I'm going to cry on camera. And you were just joking with me. You were just joking with me incessantly. You were just like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Oh, you feeling kind of down? I was like, Nathan, I have to do this. You can't make me break. And you're like, I'm doing this to toughen you up. And it really did, because moving forward, things are so, kind of chaosy. Like even on the best of sets, there's so much going on. So that toughening up, it did actually help. Even though you always did it out of just joking and love, there were some real lessons in there that I took. So
there's a little cruelty in there too. There's
ha 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 ha. I learned despite your jokes. Ha 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 ha.
Who's laughing? No.
He would do that. You should know he would do that stuff on Firefly set as well. I remember him hanging Adam Baldwin up in the rafters. I mean, and we did go to lunch, yes, and we did, and he couldn't get down because he's afraid of
throw up my back.
He's afraid of heights.
He's a big man.
But yeah,
that's amazing. See, you haven't changed. You're just a big kid.
I have a question for you that is not career related. I'm searching.
Should we shut? Just real quick. Should we shut the drawbridge real quick? Should we shut it?
Let's close the drawbridge on the castle chat.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
This question, I'm trying to find the person. Molly, have you ever seen a ghost?
Have I ever seen a ghost?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Everybody in the back, shut up. Go. Yes.
I was haunted by a ghostly apparition from the ages of 9 to 12.
That was Andy Dick. What? Sorry.
Jesus.
We moved to a house in Texarkana that was full of antiques. My parents bought it with the
Oh,
antiques.
boy. Ooh.
In the front room, it was like a little library next to the front door. And there was a very nice chair that you could see from the hallway, right? So you like came out of the kitchen, hallway to front door, and you could kind of see that chair on the right-hand side peeking out. And there was a shaved-headed, serrated teeth woman who would sit in this chair in a kind of black dressing gown, open in the center, with her arms on the arms of the chair, and she would just smile at me.
With serrated teeth.
With serrated teeth. And I knew if I went into that room while she was there, that would be the end. And she burrowed into my dreams. I think it was a part of me wanting to get the hell out of Texarkana, because that was like 12 was when I got to Dallas and then got to LA.
Would it be in the daytime that you're walking past this room and you look and you see her in the chair, kind of drumming her fingers, waiting for you to come in? It's like, is it nighttime that you would see her?
Nathan, it was nighttime. It was night. It was dusk to night. So as soon as the sun started going down, the most I remember is like late sunset when it was real purpley outside. Alan, you remember those purpley kind of types
Hell
of
yeah,
sunsets?
big sky country. Come on.
That's right, that big sky.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, so like sunset to night. And I never went down. I didn't even go down that hallway once it got real
Did you tell your
dark.
parents?
Didn't do that. What were they going to do?
Oh.
Get rid of the chair.
No, they weren't going to do anything. I had to take care of myself. And I did. She stopped haunting me as soon as I got to California. But yeah, I seen a ghost.
Somebody has that chair right now, and they're going, I have that. I know that chair, and I know that lady.
Serrated smile.
Don't get too close. That's right.
Serrated tooth, black dressing gown open, shaved head, smiling. And was it a
like
kind
this.
smile? Like, oh, nice.
No, it was like y'all can't see, but I'll show the guys. It was like this.
Oh,
that's awful.
Yeah, like arms out. Yeah, like a smile. That was exactly it. Kind of had remember the mouth of Sauron? I'm getting real nerdy now. In Lord of the Rings, the mouth of Sauron, when he comes out to talk to the armies at the gate. If anyone has a clear picture of what that creature's mouth looked like.
Just, okay.
Yes, you would love it. You would play it in the movie,
Okay,
Alan.
I just want a hairless Sauron mouth.
Yeah.
Wow. Yep. So my search is now completed.
Parts you were meant for.
Nathan's been on a search to find someone who has seen a ghost, and it hasn't been a long search. You've given him what he wants.
You completed my mission. And that's a spooky one on top of it. That's a horrifying ghost to be.
Nathan,
yeah.
There was never when she haunted your dreams, was there a conversation there? Like, what business do you have that's unfinished, my love?
I don't ever want to find out.
Why did you file your teeth down?
They were always mazes. They were always these dreams of like houses that were mazes.
Oh, wow.
And she would either be in a room that I was coming upon, or I'd be moving away from her.
I have similar house maze dreams. Reoccurring. Yeah, my reoccurring dream is maze. Yeah, like just the other night. I don't know what it is. Oh
my God, Alan.
But there was no serrated teeth lady with an open dressing gown. Again, any tattoos on when you could see maybe on her chest a battleship?
No,
I don't know. She had an open.
I saw no tattoos.
Old women with their dressing gowns open. It's usually sad.
It was really creepy because it was just it was pale and it was beautiful. She was beautiful. Like it was like luminescent. Like
beautiful,
like
but bald and serrated tooth and evil smile.
Like a Tilda Swinton.
Oh. Like Andy Dick. So
I'm going to rapid fire some questions at you now.
Okay.
Here we come with the rat-a-tat-tat of the rapid fire questions. Here they come. They're rapid.
What activity instantly calms you?
Making my collages.
You make collages?
Yes, I rip I collect antique papers, and I'm usually looking for someone who's put their name in there or underlined a passage. I've been doing this since I was like 12 years old. I slowly have to start going through it. Because originally I was buying these books and papers and putting them in my room because I thought that my other 12-year-old friends would like to open them and see the little passage that someone wrote. No, kids aren't into that.
Mhm.
So if I wanted people to see these interesting things or things that I found interesting, these little pieces of personality that people leave behind in their handwriting, I had to make them visible and turn them into an art piece. So that brings me a lot of calm.
Also, great practice if you want to take somebody hostage for the ransomware.
Right.
Okay.
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes.
That's very awesome.
Molly, ideally, how would you spend your birthday?
Ooh, okay. Ideally, how would I spend my birthday? With you. You always used to take me on the best birthday adventures. We would go see a movie and you would buy me a hat. You did this like 4 years in a
Really?
row, and I really miss it. Yes. I miss my hats and I miss my fancy movies where they served me quesadillas.
That was over in Pasadena where they had the fancy movie theater, and around the corner they had the haberdashery.
Yes,
Yeah,
and you would
okay.
drive me. It was very
I remember.
nice.
I remember that.
That's amazing. How cool.
Can we do that again?
Sure.
Okay, good.
I'll do that with you. Molly, what is your favorite season and why?
Ooh, my favorite seasons, I'm sorry, are 1 and 2 because they were shot on film. They look so stunning. And
Oh, wait, you're talking favorite season on Castle. You opened up the Castle chats.
The door came back open. We got to shut that door. The invaders. God.
You meant seasons like when I did a miscongeniality in reverse right now.
Seasons of the year. Of the 4, you get 4 options.
Yeah, I just miscongeniality'd. Okay. So
I
my
was thinking winter,
favorite
spring.
season
1 and 2.
What's the first season?
is fall. Is fall in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah.
Fall in Vancouver. Holy hell, I just got to do that. I spent most of last year in Vancouver, and fall, my lord. My lord, you Canadians know what you're doing with that foliage.
Mm.
Incredible. Stanley Park on a fall day? Damn.
Watch out for the nakeds.
Because it changes colors, but it's still very verdant, which means
Very.
green.
Also, in the park, lots of nakeds. Just so you know, be careful.
I've never seen any nakeds
I've
in
seen
the
a
park.
few. 3.
Alan has had some experiences
I've seen
in that
4
park.
people naked in that park. I spent COVID up in Vancouver and lived there a lot of the year. And I spent a lot of time in the park. We live right by the park, so.
Well, yeah, y'all shot a resident alien
yeah.
up there.
And through jogging through the park, lots of nakeds. Lots of, please tell me he's wearing a Speedo. It's a Speedo. Nope, that's hair. Why is there so much hair? Again with the hair. I'm starting to figure out where my scars are coming from.
This next one is for both of you. What app on your phone do you use the most?
Oh, Instagram.
Threads.
And Instacart. I love food.
Oh, there you go.
Food and coffee. I buy a lot of coffee.
Alan?
Threads, unfortunately. I wish I wasn't on Threads. When I want to know what's going on the streets, I can find it on Threads. Social media, I think, is bad for your brain because you flip. We've talked about this, Nathan. It can erase your ability to memorize things. It affects you.
That's true. Molly, would you rather cook or order in?
I love to cook, and I also love ordering in. Wovo in Los Angeles, the pasta place, I will order that so often. Their arugula salad is amazing. And then I love cooking like simple like donburi dishes. So like rice with like a meat and a veg on top.
You're calling that donburi? What is that word?
Japanese.
Oh, really?
Japanese. So when you get donburi, it means a rice bowl with
the meat.
Veggie and meat. Yeah.
I love those too.
I think it even just means rice bowl.
I didn't know. I like your word better. Or the Japanese is word.
It's a fun. Yes,
donburi.
It's the Japanese word. And I love my rice maker. Big fan of my cuckoo rice maker. Yeah, fresh rice. Best thing.
Okay. What is your favorite board game? I will also accept a card game.
I like Codenames. You know Codenames?
I don't know this game.
Nathan, you don't know Codenames?
If it doesn't shock you,
said.
Nathan isn't into the game. Unless there's actual pain being inflicted by those who lose. Have you...
We can work that in.
Well, So
We can have some rulers and like slap each
I think
other.
Nathan should explain that after you explain code names, but Nathan needs to explain that to folks because it's true.
What is code names? How do you play code names?
Okay, this is great because I've never really had to explain code names before, so this should be fun. Code names is a game where you split into two teams of 3, like that. That's a good thing. You're trying to guess words on the board and giving clues. So like one person is like over here, they can see what parts of the board we want to uncover. And so I'm trying to give clues that lead to guessing the words on the board. And the other team is like allowed to talk and try to distract you.
Well, that's fun.
While you're doing that. Yeah. And it really is just a lot of guessing and a lot of like trying to communicate. And I think that really evens a playing field and allows for a lot of luck. So those type of games feel very inclusive to me.
I'm going to call it right now. Alan's going to be really good at the distraction part of the game.
Yep. Well, the problem is
let's play it.
I can distract and then but I'll get distracted while I'm distracting. So it's going to be, maybe I'll be good at it, maybe I won't. Nathan likes to play games that involve shocking people. Like you put every 4 or 5 people put their fingers in a little hole, and then you push a button and it goes like a Wheel of Fortune kind of thing, and it slows down and then it stops someone and it electrocutes you.
So this is just like Russian roulette,
yes,
but
thank you.
Chill.
Yes.
There's one that's like Russian roulette. This is why you
liked that video that I sent you. I sent Nathan this video.
Oh my God, that was very fun. Yeah.
Just like one's blindfold and the other guy's like stepping on things, but like every time he breathes, there's like a harmonica, so it makes noise. And so the other guy,
one guy's blindfolded and barefoot, walking on a floor full of mousetraps with a belt in his hand, swinging it, try to hit his friend who's got rubber chickens tied to his feet and a harmonica in his mouth.
The chickens that go,
and he's trying to sneak around.
Yes,
exactly. He's trying to sneak around. So his friend is listening to him.
Oh my God, Alan, I'm going to send you this video.
I'm surprised Nathan haven't shown up at his house. He's like, put these on your feet. We're going to play a game. That's the type of thing that Nathan likes to play. Pain.
I would do it, though it would be very painful. But I'm also like, I've heard these stories and I know that you like shocking people. And I know that it helps sometimes. This is how he helped you or tried to help you quit smoking, I believe, with the shocking lighters and things.
Shocking lighters.
Why did you never do this to me? You never. It's very sweet. I think there's actually something very sweet.
Yeah.
That you
because I have class.
You have class. You respect me. Oh my God, is this where we learn that Alan? I think he respects.
Yes,
me.
He does, and he doesn't respect me.
But I also feel like to be a better friend with Nathan, you're going to have to start shocking me. It's not fair. Now I feel like I'm not being included.
Don't invite this. Don't invite this into your life, Molly.
Well, the other game is called Lightning Reaction. And there's 4 people can play. You get a little handle, like a little buzzer, like on a game show, a little game show handle, a little buzzer. And you hit the button in the middle, and everybody's little handle is connected with a cable. And it does some suspenseful music. And when it goes green, you have to push your buzzer. And the last guy to press it gets a shot.
Yeah.
Or if you press it early, you get a shot.
I'm just seeing the scene from The Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to play this game.
Did he mouth?
Or he just heats up the fly swatter that has an electric charge and puts it on your ear. Or when you had your trainer, how did you convince your trainer to let you use a taser on it?
Tase him in the leg. Yeah.
That's a felony, I think.
Yeah. He was convinced it wouldn't put him down.
Oh.
And I said, no, those will put you down.
Who's your trainer?
This is a guy named Josh. We did a post about this ages ago when Twitter was on. And he said, it's not going to put me down. And I said, it'll put you down. But if we're going to do this, let's put it on Twitter.
Yeah. Now he's...
And it put him... He dropped.
Now his name's Gimpy Josh.
He was a little sack of potatoes, that fella. Yeah. He never recovered.
Never worked right.
I'm going to ask this of both of you. What is your most prized possession?
Oh... I'm going to just say my dogs because they are a possession. It's weird that they're my possession because they are living, but all my dogs are my prized possession.
That's where my mind went to. It went to Pikachu, my little dog that my husband and I share.
What kind of dog?
She's a mutt. She's a mutt.
Best kind.
Her mama was a standard white Chihuahua We don't know what her dad was.
A rascal, obviously.
A rascal, a Tom, a real Tom, some type of poodle, because she looks kind of like she's an 8-pound hypoallergenic. Luckily, it's my friend's girlfriend's dogs had puppies. They didn't know the dogs were pregnant. And they woke up and there were just puppies in the living room. And my friend was just like, I don't know what to do. She wants to keep them all. So help me, please help me. And it was one of those word vomit moments where I was like, oh, if one's a girl, I'll take it. Being like, why are you saying this? You have a dog and you're working on a show.
Wow.
But she came into my life, Pikachu, and is still here. And man, I'm a better person because of Pikachu. She's just, and that's really true. I remember coming home one day in a really bad mood, the type of bad mood where you might throw a glass or something. I was, this is a competitive job. I'm a competitive
Came from
person.
Texas.
I come from Texas. That's right. As a child actor, 12 years old. I'm competitive. Right. I'm nice, but I'm competitive. So I was coming home and in a bad mood, and Pikachu, sees me on the side of my front door, and I just hear, and I open that door, and she's just smiling and bounding, and I thought, oh, there's nothing for me to ever feel this upset about if I have this waiting for me at home. And it's true. I've never been that upset again.
Wow.
I really haven't. I adore this little dog. She has to live forever. Sorry, no option, Pikachu.
Would you ever clone your dog?
I don't think it clones their personality, right?
No.
That's kind of the argument. Because I know people have done it. I think it's amazing. I think it's very cool. I would do it if it would continue their personality. 100%.
Yeah.
She is my soul dog.
No, I think that's one of their lessons is that they die.
Shut up, Alan.
That's one of the lessons. It's
spoiler alert.
That, life is, not forever.
It's true.
But we just got a new one because ours are getting so old. So we can just shift one out, shift one in. That's how it's going to be. I'm kidding. Raisin, live forever, sweetheart. Live forever.
I understand it. My baby while I was doing Castle named Piper, I got her season 2. That's right. And I still have
her stuffed on the wall.
So one of my collages.
Oh, sorry. You pointed behind you.
Taxidermy, I know. And taxidermy, it might be a little bit of a shared love language between me and you. I don't have as much, but I am interested in the art of taxidermy. But I have a picture of Piper and Nathan kissing.
Oh.
Yes.
She gave you a real little kiss on the mouth, and she was awesome. We had her till just about 2 years ago.
How old was?
15. She was a 15-year-old miniature Yorkie. So 3 pounds, had an animal attack that she survived, but had a neurology team, a real upset in the middle of her life. Yeah. She became kind of a wily one after that, would wake up and bite you. But we still loved her. We loved her the whole time.
It's a bit of a shift.
Oh yeah. Well, when you get attacked, she was gone. Her little trachea was pierced. She was losing air. If we hadn't kind of found her, we rushed her. Thank goodness. Well, that would have eaten her. And she had a habit of hunting mice, rats, and rabbits. At the time, was living on a place that had a little bit of land. Texas is always in my heart. So even in LA, I was looking for a little bit of land, which I don't recommend anymore. The coyotes and things, it's a lot. But yeah, she was always bringing me a mouse, especially because Pikachu and her were siblings and crossed over for a good 5 years, something like that. So the two of them especially would go after things together. So I think Elon, my husband, and I, we settled on that it was like a raccoon or something. Something that was big enough to beat her up, but that left her. Because thank God they left her, and that there are great animal hospitals here in LA, and that we had an awesome team that took care of her. And we had her. She just bit us a lot for the remainder of her life.
There's a Stephen King book called Pet Sematary. You may want to read.
Yep.
The ground is sour.
It was my research. Yes, it was my research as she started to shift. I think she was zombifying.
Wow.
You don't want to bury that dog up there.
Oh, down that road. Oh.
Wow. Beautiful. Do we do a I know you, you know me?
Yeah. Molly, let's get to know you better.
Sure.
I know you and you know me. Let's get to know you better.
Tell us something, Molly, that we don't know about you.
Something that you don't know about me. Okay. Here's something. I'm a really adventurous eater. I'm a very adventurous eater. I had chicken sashimi
No.
in
No,
Japan.
no.
Yes. Yes, I did. And it was delicious.
How was the stomach upset that followed?
The salmonella.
There wasn't. It's not how it is in Japan. They have a total different way of raising chickens. There's not that same worry. So you just have to get rid of that idea while you're there.
What did it taste like?
And yeah, I mean, it tasted like medium fatty tuna sashimi.
Really?
Yes, it was really good. It
Okay.
had those great little chive flowers on top, and I think a little
I like my
soy.
pork raw, but that's different. Wow. Okay. Wow. Anything else that's adventurous?
That is adventurous. What else have you put in your mouth that would freak me out?
Ooh, okay.
Food-wise.
Gross. On Alon's and my first real date, we went to a Japanese restaurant here in LA, and I had jellyfish. I had some marinated jellyfish. That was really great. Very chewy.
You're going to want to marinate that. Yeah.
And then, let's see, I've had a horse
What's the texture
sashimi.
of jellyfish? Do you chew it?
Yes, it's like a crunchy, kind of has like a crunch, like jicama.
Oh, really?
Bizarre.
I like a good
Yeah,
jicama.
yeah,
I'll
got a
probably
nice
just
little
eat
crunch. Yeah, it has a
jicama.
little.
So, what
No, you
what
should
did you
have
say
some.
about the horse? There was a horse in there?
Also, yes, I've had horse sashimi. I've had horse sashimi as
That's
well.
just delicious sounding.
It
Really?
was. It was delicious. You dip it
Nay.
in a little soy
Nay, I
sauce.
say. Take it easy. Sorry. Wow.
So yeah,
Wow,
there
those
are
are
some
very
things.
adventurous.
Those are
That's a
some
lot of raw.
adventurous things.
It's a lot of raw.
The great frontier, raw foods.
Something you don't know about me, Nathan? I don't know if you know about. I know Molly, you don't know this about me. I used to fake bloody noses to get out of class from ninth grade on, because in ninth grade in biology class, we pricked our fingers and tested for our blood type, because it was old
Yes.
enough that you could do that. I'm old enough that they're like, yeah, open up mine, it doesn't matter. And I would see what I could steal from my teacher's desk for fun. And so she had lancets on
Yeah.
her desk.
Little klepto.
Yeah, and I took a whole fistful of lancets, and they were flat and they were in paper, and I would just keep them in my wallet. And when I was in class and I wanted to leave, I was tired or whatever, I was bored, I'd just prick a finger and stick it up my nose, I'd run it down my lip, and I'd raise my hand and say, I got a nosebleed. And I'd get to go to the clinic, and I'd just leave and wander around the school. And then I'd finally make my way to the clinic, and I knew the nurse by first name, Susan Lavin. Hey, Susan. Alan, what's
Did
up?
she know eventually?
She just knew
Yeah.
nothing was wrong. I wouldn't even talk, the blood was gone. I wouldn't even say I had a bloody nose. I'd just be like, I got a test. I got a quiz. I don't know. I'm bored. I'm tired. Maybe I have a fever. You want to check
It was just-
do you want to check my temperature? Maybe I have a fever. What are you doing today? Like I couldn't.
You just didn't want to be
I
in the
was
classroom.
bad at the school. I was bad at school.
You would have been a great child actor.
All right. Yay.
You would have been great. You really would have been great. I hated
I
school
wasn't-
too.
I didn't-
Listen, there's a
I
reason.
didn't have what you had, which was respect. I didn't have enough maturity. I would have spun the hell out. It would have been
Well, you would have been fun to hang out with.
Yeah, that's true.
Selfishly, I would have liked that. That would have been fun.
That would have been. Yeah.
That's so weird. That's a very weird thing you did. You were just constantly faking nosebleeds by pricking your own
And then
finger.
my final year which is amazing to me that you started your career at 14, 15. So my years of 14, 15, 16 were my worst years of having behavioral problems in school.
Okay.
I had a teacher I liked very much, Miss Pollard. And on the final, my English final, which I had to pass because, again, not good at the school, because I'd leave class all the time. I pricked all 5 fingers. And she knew I was always joking around and doing stuff. And it was just me and Andy Dryth in the class, with the last 2 finishing our tests. Like everybody had gone home and she was giving us extra time to finish our tests. I wadded up a piece of paper, and with the 5 fingers with the blood going, I scratched my head as I walked by her desk. And then I fake tripped and fell. And as I came down by her desk, I hit it with my hand and bounced my head back. Bop! And so when she looked up, she just saw my head jerk back and I fell down to the floor. And she goes, "Look what happens. Look what happens when you screw around, Alan." And I pulled my hand away and said, "Blood." And she goes, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And I said, "No, it's okay. I'll go to the clinic." And I started to raise up. I rolled my eyes back in my head and I collapsed on the floor. Oh my God.
This was your first performance. This is when it all started. Your physical comedy. Oh my God. This is the actual origin story.
It was so great. And she ran from behind her desk and she comes up to me and she's looking at the mirror. She's like, "Find the cut. Find the cut." And Andy Dright was right there trying to help. And she's in my hair and then there's nothing there. And I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. She's like, "Turn your chest right now. That is not okay. You're turning your test right now." I was like, "I'm not turning my test. I got you. I got you." She was the best teacher. She was my favorite teacher. Miss Pollard, I love you. She's the only one I went back to that school to go see. Like, "Miss Pollard, I love you. I love you. I love you." She was the best. She put up with my bullshit. God bless her.
Yeah, she really did.
You loved her, so you tortured her.
That's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, but she would laugh. If you were good, if you get a good enough trick. Anyway, I was thrown out of a different class and put into her class because the other teacher couldn't take a fucking joke. Anyway, Nathan, what about you?
The other teacher couldn't recognize genius. Yeah, Nathan.
Exactly. Come on. Miss Goodwin. Anybody who had her in Vines knows what I'm talking about.
There are 2 things that will give me goosebumps aside from cold. One is really tasty food.
Really?
Like something that tastes really good.
Like raw chicken.
I'll get goosebumps on my arm. You'll see
raw chicken.
My hair goes up on my arms. And a great back scratch. I'm an over the shirt, full coverage. Because if you do a little here, a little here, a little here, it's like you're chasing an itch and you're creating itches. But you got to do full coverage, top to bottom, all side to side, all the way to the bottom. That will give me.
I know that one about you. Because I remember on set, I would give you those
You'd scratch my back.
Shirt, full back scratches. Yeah, because you're like
it was a big job because I got a big back and you have tiny little hands.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That is such a dad-daughter thing.
Get to work.
Rat claws.
Get to work, child. Child, get to work. That's what you used to say.
Why ain't you busy scratching my back?
Ginger,
what are you good for?
Are you mic'd yet? Ginger, get over here. Scratch my back with those tiny rat hands.
That sounds like exactly like something I would do.
That's exactly how you said it, word for word, verbatim. The story can never change. But I didn't know that about the food. I'm glad to know that food gives you a physical response as well. That's lovely.
Yeah,
we need to go out eating together more. Let's go out eating together more.
Let's do that. I'm on like a super diet right now for like the next month. But after that, the gates are open. Let's go have some horse and chicken
raw.
And jellyfish. Yeah, I'll take you to my favorite raw bar. They're never going to come eat with me now.
That's some weird stuff, though. You got to admit that. That's not unlike my brother.
I also love snails.
Oh, snails.
I love snails.
That's not weird. That's actually quite tasty. It's all full of butter and garlic and mushrooms. And come on.
Have you ever been to Cambodia?
What can't you put in butter and mushrooms and garlic?
No, I've always wanted to go. I have not been to Cambodia yet.
Cambodia, they'll have like an Angkor Wat. You go around with like big baskets of, hey, you want some spiders? You want some different spiders, different bugs?
Then they go home and say, "Guess what we got the tourists to eat today?"
Yeah, it feels like it was meant for tourists. That's shock value that people get for novelty, but they had a lot of them. So
no, it's very real, and I want to get to the place where I feel good eating bugs. I really believe in bug protein. I think that is the future.
Of course.
And I haven't eaten a lot of it yet. I've had bee larvae, I've had crickets, and I've eaten ants. But I do have to get over it. I have to get over this Western idea of bugs eating bad, because I think bugs eating good.
Yeah, it'll help the world.
Cautionary tale. Molly, you remember Jordan, my niece Jordan?
Of course. We're still friends. What are you talking about? I love your whole family.
Of course. So she's married to a lovely gentleman. His name is Andrew, who discovered crickets. He was snacking on crickets. He liked them. They were nutty. They were like popcorn. He was enjoying them.
Yeah.
So he bought a big bag of crickets. And he kept them in the freezer. And one day he's watching a hockey game and he's just snacking on crickets. That night he goes, I don't feel so good. And
Oh my God.
went to the bathroom and proceeded to throw up what sounded like he was about to die in there. Jordan is describing this horrific sound, but of course she didn't go in to check on him. She's like, what am I going to do? He's throwing up. For 3 days afterwards, he would blow his nose and there'd be like cricket legs in the tissue. Little bits of cricket. Oh, that's the head. Oh, that's the leg. That's the back leg.
Oh,
Blowing his nose, it's all coming out of him.
I want to see this in a movie now. I want to see that. That's so fun. Like, I want to see it in real life, but I really
Cautionary
want to
tale.
see that in a movie. I don't know. Sounds like fun.
Apparently, he got some bad crickets. Molly, thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Molly.
You guys. Thank you
I
guys.
hope it was relatively painless.
I mean, I don't know why you hope that, because it seems like you like hurting the people that you love. But it was, and it was fun. You guys are just so much fun.
Have fun at your first con. You'll be in close proximity to a lot of spacemen. Spacewomen.
I can't wait. I'm such fans of the whole Firefly group. I'm truly part of the excitement is that I'm gonna like get to be around you guys, because you can't take the sky from me. I'm a fan of it all. So thank you guys for
Beautiful.
letting me hang out.
Love you, Molly. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you, Molly.
You're amazing, as always.
Love you, Nate.
Hit that music.
Thank you, Alan.
Hello, and thank you for listening. This is Nathan Fillion. Now is the part where I read aloud the credits for our show in my best telephone voice. So, put on some headphones, lay back, and relax, because this is our time. If you haven't yet, you can always head over to our Patreon to get bonus content, longer episodes, and a chance to get your hands on some incredible crap. If you loved the show, please leave us a review and feel free to tell all your friends. If you didn't love the show, now is the time for quiet contemplation. Once We Were Spacemen is a Collision 33 production. Some of the names I will mention are my favorite people in the world, and some of them have room for improvement. You know who you are. If you hear your name being read, please stand up. This show is produced by Siobhan Homan, Michelle Chapman, and Josh Levy of Collision 33. We are edited, mixed, and produced by Resonate Recordings, with special thanks to Courtney Blomquist and Adam Townsell. Our theme music is done by Carlos Sosa and Joshua Moore. Artwork by the incredible and incomparable Louis Jensen. But I'm going to tell you right now, I think he fakes his accent. Until next time.
Jeepers.